You have been watching a press conference that was called, it was very secretive, but now we know the information, and that is Pam Bondi, who's the Attorney General, Kash Patel, the FBI Director, and Jeanine Pirro's the lawyer, the prosecutor for the Washington, D.C. area. They have been working behind the scenes to capture a guy named Zubar al-Bakash. He was involved in the killing of Americans at Benghazi.
4 of them.
And one of the things that's amazing to me is America always shows up, and it doesn't matter how long it takes to get justice, but when you say hashtag never forget, America did not forget, and now this man will be brought to justice.
14 years later, the long arm of justice, Dana, murder, terrorism, arson, among other charges. Trey Gowdy is the former chair of the House Benghazi Select Committee. Mark Geist, known as Oz, member of the annex security team at the Battle of Benghazi. Trey, you go first. Did you think you would see this day?
You know, I didn't until John Ratcliffe and Kash Patel were put into positions. I mean, 14 years. Think of the number of FBI directors we've had. Think of the CIA directors. But you have a guy, you know, Johnny was in Congress when this was happening, and Kash was working in Congress. So I'm not at all surprised that they did not forget, and I'm not surprised that it was a really high priority. I think they realized the limitations of what Congress can do, but there are no limitations when it comes to law enforcement. So I think we're really lucky that we had those 2 folks who truly never forgot because they lived it when it was happening.
Mark, what does this moment mean for you in terms of just justice can sometimes take a while to arrive, but it can arrive, and America didn't forget?
No, and they haven't. Charlie Daniels, when he was alive, posted that every day, and his son still does today in honor of his father. And it's been kept out there in social media, and to see this happen is really great to see that we still do this. And I knew that I've always had faith in President Trump and the leadership that he has put in place with Jeanine Pirro, with Kash Patel, with Bondi, and doing what's right and searching out and doing what they can to bring anybody and everybody involved in this to justice.
Oz, were you or any of your members of your team in Libya aware that this news was about to break?
No, I got a call yesterday or late last night saying that something that would probably make me very, very happy was going to come down. And so it kind of limited it to a few couple things that could possibly be. And I was really glad to see what was happening this morning.
Trey, what happens next? He's indicted, he's tried.
Yeah, Dana, I mean, I was paying really close attention to what A.G. Bondi said. She mentioned the ambassador and she mentioned Sean. She did not mention that he was charged with Glenn and Ty, which makes me think that it may be connected with the arson. And as Oz knows better than anyone else, there was a 13-hour gap between the murder of Chris Stevens and Sean Smith and the murder of Glenn Doherty and Ty Woods. So it almost sounds like they got really good evidence on the arson that led to their murder. And I want to see everyone who was firing on that annex. I still to this day have a picture of Ty's son planting a flag, his little son planting a flag on his father's grave. So you got to think about the special mission and the annex. I hope I heard it wrongly. I hope that they have evidence that he was involved in both. I'm happy if they get the arson, but I also want 13 hours later. I mean, people say America never forgets. That's great. But for 13 hours, not only did the U.S. military not get there, Dana, not a wheel was turning towards Benghazi in those 13 hours. It's not that they tried and didn't make it. Yeah. Not a wheel was turning towards that annex.
With that answer, Oz, I imagine you thought you would never see this day. And now it has happened. Do you sleep easier?
You know, for me, the forgiveness is not forgiving them for what they did or not allowing them to have, or not seeking justice. But for myself, it's about forgiveness of them for what they did, for they didn't do they're doing what they thought they wanted to do or thought was right for them. But seeing this, it does bring justice, and I think it's more so for the families. And to what Trey Gowdy was saying is, from my research since then, there was a lot of difference between the group that actually attacked the consulate. Then some of them, not all of them, came over to attack the annex, and most of that was from, at least from my research, was from the Ansar al-Sharia.
Yeah. Oz, thank you. And for young people, if you don't know this story, there's a wonderful movie that was made called 13 Hours. I would recommend it to everybody. Thank you both for being on the show today as that news broke during America's Newsroom.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.